Despite how warm it's been, there's one thing we can guarantee is that Vermont maple syrup will always be tasty. Joe Biega, News 7, Lyndonville. Last year, the Lady Vikings only made it to the semifinals. Will they make it further this year? I'll tell you why your son might need a new baseball bat this spring. News 7 Sports starts right now. With the new globe, the possibilities at Fairbanks Museum are astronomical. In St. Johnsbury, Joe Biega, News 7.
No, we just got lucky this morning and drove in on it.
Moose hunting is a tradition.
Over the weekend, hunters young and old came to the Northeast Kingdom to take their shot at moose hunting season.
$4.95.
Well, I was kind of surprised that it was right there when we got there. Usually, from what I've heard about, it's pretty hard to find a moose.
Oh my gosh, I got a moose. Oh my gosh, I got a moose.
Well, I've been trying for 12 years, and he's been trying for 4 years. Couldn't get a moose. Finally got one. Boy, made my day.
We regulate the hunt to make a balanced, manageable population that meets hunters' expectations, the general public's expectation, and our wildlife management goals. We want a 50% or so success rate on the permits we issue to keep hunters happy as well as keep our numbers there. 823. We collect biological data. The spread is between the biggest points. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. That's how we base our hunt off of, and that's kind of how we get our numbers. And we're close to where we're looking for, but they hunt and they breed every year, so it changes every year.
This year, 765 permits were issued out of more than 12,000 applicants. For some, receiving a permit is more than just food on the table.
Yep, this is the third permit in the family, and we really enjoy the experience. We all go out together. We had Grandpa, Dad, Mom, and son today, and that was awesome.
In Concord, Joe Biega, News 7. Kids in St. Johnsbury can now learn by looking at the world in a different way.
East, the W is west, the S is Penguin Land, and the north is Polar Bear Land.
A new exhibit at the Fairbanks Museum is causing heads to spin. It's the newest learning tool for educators like Bobby Felice Rubio, who teaches classes on global change. It's called an Omniglobe.
Right? South America. Then somebody who lives in Brazil.
With help from a NASA satellite, the globe can display many different Earth, solar, and weather scenarios.
We can watch a whole entire month of weather unfold. So if there is a typhoon or a hurricane, we can even watch the conditions that led to its formation and then show how after it blows through what happens. So it makes, like a picture's worth 1,000 words. This thing is worth 1 billion words,
Winter. All right, let's go.
This is all the resources so that kids can visualize spherical things that are kind of hard otherwise to understand, and seasonal change, ocean currents, daily weather. All of those things are much easier to understand when you see it as if you were like a spaceship in outer space.
How precious rocks are.
With the new globe, the possibilities at Fairbanks Museum are astronomical. In St. Johnsbury, Joe Biega, News 7. The 5th seed 12 and 8 Lady Vikings got off to a good start in the preliminary round against number 12 seed Lady Lancers of Lamoille High School. The Vikings showed they came to play by aggressively putting up points on the board in the first half. The Lancers did the best to keep the game close, some excellent baskets of their own. But it was the second half that the Vikings pulled away for the victory as forwards Riley Blankenship and Kayla Jardine both went into double digits in points.
I thought we played some very strong defense tonight, holding them to 40 points. They have a really good player in Katie Lafreniere, and we made her earn her points tonight, but defensively we were really sound.
Playing nearly the entire game and putting up 4 points with 9 assists and 2 rebounds was team captain and point guard Hannah Cornell, who, despite having hip surgery earlier in the season, helped drive her team to victory.
It's funny, she has kind of a quiet calm on the floor. In practice, she's a vocal leader. She has to do so much for us in the game. I think it's hard for her to be vocal and kind of be that leader from a vocal standpoint. But other than that, she's done a lot for us this year on and off the court.
Though one of the quietest on the team, her total assists were the most out of the entire team
and with Mom and Dad in attendance, Hannah did plenty to make them proud.
Oh, it's been great for my wife and I, watching the girls grow up, come through this program, playing with the same girls that they have, watching their accomplishments over the year. It's been fantastic.
Hannah is the second captain for the Cornell family, as her older sister Sarah, who now plays for Linden State, was team captain of the Lady Vikings before her, and is someone who Hannah really looks up to.
I don't know, my sister and I are very different, but I do like to think that I take after her. I look up to her a lot, and I play hopefully with as much intensity as she does.
After a 57-40 victory, Linden Institute and Hannah Cornell will take on Milton High School on Friday. In Linden, Joe Biega, News 7. For those baseball fans who love to see home runs, the game has changed. As of January, all non-wooden bats must meet the batted coefficient restitution, or BB Corps standard, which is a new safety standard of making bats that experts have deemed safer than the old ball speed exit ratio standard. With the new standard and new bats, players are seeing a definite change in their swing.
It's definitely changed the game. It's definitely changed it to where it's more of a small ball, no more home runs, because it's completely different.
And because of the banning of the BB Corps bats, it has caused a nightmare for athletic directors who, at $300 a pop, have to replace all those bats. And that can rack up a pretty hefty price.
I think you would find, talking to almost any school, that they might budget one, maybe two bats in a given year, because these bats have run anywhere from a low of $100 to as much as you want to spend, in the $300 to $400 range. Many schools oftentimes will rely on their athletes to buy their own bats and then share. But in a situation where you have a complete turnover in technology to where bats that you have in stock are now obsolete and not of any value, at least in competition, you have an instant turnaround financially that is significant for everyone, but especially some of the small schools in the state.
On the college level, coaches wish they could avoid the high cost to replace bats by using wooden ones.
Another reason I'm positive for wooden bats, the amount of money that you spend on the bats that are required is tremendously high. I mean, you can have, I'll give you an example, we had 4 different bats that we bought for the team this year, and then, we're talking a little less than $1,000.
These bats here are made by Nike, Easton, and DeMarini, and have a few things in common. Each are composite bats, as evident by the connection bump in the middle of the bat, and all 3 of which are illegal in high school and college baseball. Joe Biega, News 7, Linden.